Good afternoon, students. How are you today? Today we are going to study Unit 6, Lesson 7. In this lesson, we are going to practice speaking. We are going to practice role playing. We are going to discuss a very important problem our world faces today. You can guess the problem from these pictures. If you look at these pictures on the screen. Look at this picture. Overpopulation. Overpopulation is a major problem. How can we solve this major problem? Give me your ideas. Kareem, welcome. Yes. Yes,
By
Kareem.
building new towns in deserts and use the lands from the sea to make a new town.
Very good. So by building new towns, reclaiming the desert, reclaiming parts of the sea or wetlands. Very good. So we've got some new vocabulary today. So our topic is about solving the major problem of overpopulation by providing housing. Strong population growth necessitates more housing. As we have more population, we have more people every minute, every second, we should provide housing or houses for them. Dearth. Dearth is a scarcity, a lack of something and not enough. Dearth means shortage. So you have many words, you studied many words which have the same meaning like dearth. Scarcity, paucity, lack, shortage, dearth. There is a dearth of water in the desert. There is a scarcity, a lack of water in the desert. Dearth. The population of many regions is growing rapidly. The population of many regions is growing rapidly, quickly, and in a few years there will be a serious dearth of housing. There will be a dangerous lack of houses.
Dearth. Housing.
Houses and apartments considered collectively. Housing means houses and apartments considered collectively.
Housing.
Housing represents a main problem to young people who intend to get married. We should provide housing for young people. If you are late, you can raise your hand. You don't have to waste our time. Please, if you are late, you can just raise your hand.
Burgeoning.
Burgeoning is an adjective. Burgeoning means growing or expanding rapidly. Burgeoning, flourishing, increasing. Burgeoning population threatens the future of many countries. We have increased the population and this causes a dangerous problem for the future of many countries.
Burgeoning
means growing, expanding, increasing. Burgeoning. We can profit from the burgeoning communication industry. We can profit from the increasing and the growing, the expanding of communication industry.
Consensus.
Consensus is a noun. Consensus. This would work a lot better if you would just agree with me. Consensus means general agreement. Consensus. Everyone agreed by consensus to utilize and use undeveloped wetlands for construction purposes. They have a general agreement, consensus. I hope we could reach a consensus on this matter and start work together. General agreement.
Wetland.
Wetland, wetland, wetland. Wetland means land consisting of marshes or swamps or saturated land. Wetland. We should reclaim the wetland to provide housing and places for people to live in. Wetland. So we can use wetlands for construction purposes, for building purposes. Wetland. Utilize, utilize, utilize.
Utilize.
Utilize, you can write it with S or Z. They are both right. It depends on the dialect. Is it American or British? Utilize with S or Z. They are both right. Utilize. To use something in an effective way. So utilize the verb. Utilize. We should utilize modern technology in a good way. We should use modern technology in an effective way. Utilize. We can recognize the needs of the burgeoning population and so, by consensus, are convinced of the need to utilize undeveloped wetlands for construction purposes.
Knock on.
Knock on. Knock on is an adjective. Knock on is an adjective. Means of a process in which everything that happens causes something else to happen. So knock on means the cause of. Knock on. If one or two trains run late, it has a knock-on effect on the entire rail service. It has a dangerous effect on the entire rail service. Knock-on. Utilizing undeveloped wetlands will have a knock-on effect on the town and will help to improve the local economy. Here they are using part of the sea. They are covering the wetlands to build houses, to build other projects. So this will improve the local economy.
Knock on.
Knock on means cause.
Graduate.
Graduate is a verb here, graduate. Graduate means to successfully complete an academic degree or course of training. Graduate. Students are soon going to graduate from university and need homes in their area.
Graduate.
Graduate. To get a university degree, do your best to graduate, to complete your academic degree or university.
Vociferously.
How do you pronounce it? Vociferously. It comes from the word voice. Vociferously. Vociferously. It's an adverb. Ly. Vociferously. Enthusiastically. Loudly. In a loud voice. Vociferously. Vociferously. People vociferously support the building of new houses on local wetlands. How do people support the building of new houses? They support them vociferously.
Vociferously.
Loudly, enthusiastically, vociferously. Look at these people. They are protesting. They are complaining vociferously about the bad conditions of work. They are looking for jobs. They are complaining loudly. So these are the new words we started today. Let's learn them and do the exercise. Burgeoning, burgeoning, consensus, consensus, dearth, dearth, graduate, graduate, housing, housing, knock on, utilize, utilize, vociferously, vociferously, wetland, wetland. You'll have 1.5 minutes to do this exercise. كريم مصطفى.
I want to buy a new home, but there is a of new homes in the region. There is a dearth of new homes in the region.
Very good. Dearth. So, Karim, you notice here the word dearth is a noun,
Followed
and
by
it should
a
be
of.
followed. Yes, it should be followed with the preposition of. Okay, thank you. Zainuddin.
Japan is burgeoning in satellite TV industry.
Burgeoning.
Burgeoning.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Zainuddin. Muhammad Mustafa.
Could we reach a consensus on this matter? Let's take a vote.
Yes. Let's take a vote for a general agreement. Very good. Karim Ouda.
There is a shortage of sheep dearth in the region.
A cheap dearth?
Sheep,
Cheap what? We don't have enough. A cheap in the region. Enough what?
wetland.
No, something that you can buy. Something that you can buy and use. Shabrakhiti.
Housing.
Housing, yes, very good. So, in modern cities, Karim, in modern cities, we don't have cheap housing. We have very expensive. We have very expensive housing. So there is a shortage of cheap housing in the region. Young people don't have enough money to buy an expensive house. So they are looking for cheap housing. Okay? Thank you. Yasir Dia.
This vitamin come in a form that is easily uh, utilized by the body.
Utilized, yes, utilized or consumed, used. Thank you. Ismail.
There is a shame that aims to protect
Scheme. A scheme means project. Scheme.
مشروع that aims
Yes.
to protect the wilderness of the wetland.
Yes, very good.
Wetlands.
Thank you. Abdurrahman Abnabi.
He vociferously opposed the state of emergency imposed by the government.
Yes.
Imposed by the
How
government.
did? Yes. How did he oppose? How did he go against the state of emergency imposed by the government?
مش عارف انطقها.
Vociferously. Yes. Again, Abdurrahman. Vociferously. Repeat it again. So it's different in spelling. Vociferously. Thank you, Abdurrahman. Vociferously. Okay, very good. Now we are going to practice speaking and role playing. Introduction. Let's introduce the situation. You've got here a situation. Please listen to me. I'm going to explain the situation for you, and then we are going to decide how to solve this problem. Who should decide where to build the new homes? Here, look at the map here. There is a town, and there is a bird area, and there are two suggested areas, 5 kilometers away and 20 kilometers away. Look at this map, okay? The population of your region is growing rapidly, and in a few years there will be a serious dearth of housing. زي ما ذكرنا مشكلة عدد سكان منطقتك بتزيد بشكل كبير في خلال السنين القادمة، وهتكون مشكلة نقص الإسكان. There is an area very near your town. في منطقة قريبة من بلدتك where new homes could be built. ممكن نبني فيها بيوت جديدة. But this area is a wetland and is protected. في زي ما انت شايف منطقة فيها طيور. دي منطقة فيها أرض مشبعة بالماء، أرض بور، أرض is protected محمية. and it is the habitat of a rare type of bird. ده موطن لطائر أو نوع من الطيور النادرة. Of course, you want to protect the environment and you want to save these rare animals and species because they are part of our ecosystem. So we have other two possible areas. We can build a new town 5 kilometers away from the town in the blue section, or 20 kilometers away from the town. A new town and new roads would have to be built here in the green part at the bottom on the left side. Okay. First, as a student, you are living in this town. Where should we build the new homes? In the first possible area, number one, or second one, and why? Abdurrahman Ashraf.
The area that are distance 5 kilometers.
5 kilometers from your town. Why?
Because it's closer than the other area, the
Yes.
20 kilometers, and we couldn't use the bird area because we are going to kill their habitat.
Yes, we are going to destroy the trees. Okay, and there are many facilities here. There are infrastructure in this area which is close to the town. Okay, thank you, Abdurrahman. Let's listen to Michael.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay, Kareem.
I choose also 5 kilometers, but my reason because if we build 20 kilometers away, then it will be a new town that will cost us a lot to build it, and will take a lot of time, and we have only a few years to make and we should solve the problem in short time.
But it will provide job opportunities, and it will, I think, it will enrich the economy because you will have other projects here in the new town. As here, many countries like Egypt and Kuwait build modern cities away from the old cities, like building them in the desert. Of course, it costs a lot of money, but it will have a great business in the future for the new generations. Okay. Now, let's discuss this question. Shall we? Would you build new homes in the wetland, which is the habitat of a rare type of birds? Why? Why not? If you agree, you have to mention the reason. If you disagree, you have to mention why not. مهم يا جبال شباب المناقشه دي لازم تناقش، طلع افكار، طلع عشان تعرف تكتب، عشان تعرف تكتب موضوعات في الامتحانات بعد كده. محمد مصطفى.
We can take the wetland and put them in a natural reserve where we can take care of them.
Yes, so you suggest taking these rare birds into nature reserves. Okay, good. And make use of the wetland. Thank you. Yasser Dia.
I don't agree with that because we will make the birds, we will put them in danger.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Kareem.
Of course, we shouldn't build new homes in the wetland because we should protect this rare type of birds, and they should live in their habitat.
Thank you. Okay, so let's mention the two points of view. The first point of view, someone says, yes, I am for building new homes in the wetland because it helps the town to expand and modernize. It's good for the economy. Many people get jobs. It solves the problem of limited lands. It solves the problem of overpopulation in big cities. It solves the problem of housing. So here he mentioned different reasons why he is for building new homes in the wetland. If he's against, he have to mention the reason. He says, no, I disagree. I am against building new homes in the wetland because many rare types of birds lose their natural habitats. It increases competition for local business. So it will increase the competition for local businesses. Your class now is preparing to role play. Your class has the job of deciding where the new homes should be built. But you have to choose 5 kilometers from the town or 20 kilometers from the town. You have to mention the reason. But first you are going to discuss the problem in groups of 3. تخيل نفسك انت واحد من المجموعات دي. Rule A المجموعة الأولى, Rule B, Rule C. If you are environmentalist, لو انت عالم ايه؟ عالم بتهتم بالبيئة, environmentalist. You believe in preserving animal habitats. You believe that too much new building will damage the countryside. And your brother's family want to move to the area. Okay, so suppose that you are an environmentalist or a scientist and you have your own reasons. Will you build the new town 5 kilometers from the town or 20 kilometers from the town? And if you are in group B, you are a university student. You are soon going to graduate from university and will need a home in this area to get married and to have a big family. Your family live in the town and you would like to live near them. You don't want to be away from your family. You don't think birds are very important, so you don't care about the environment or these rare birds. And suppose that you are in group C. You are a town resident. أنت ساكن في المدينة دي. Your family have lived in the town all their lives. You think your town already has enough inhabitants. Animal conservation is not a priority for you. حماية الحيوانات دي مش أولوية بالنسبة لك أو أسبقية أو شيء مهم بالنسبة لك. Which group would you prefer? Let's see. Which group would you prefer to role play? عايز نقسم الصف مجموعات. Group A, Group B, Group C. And then we'll ask Group A, Group B, Group C, which country or which place would you prefer to build the new town in? Kareem, which rule would you play?
Rule A.
Rule A. Okay. Why would you prefer to be an environmentalist?
Because he don't encourage.
Talk about yourself. You are the environment.
I don't want to encourage on the habitat of the birds, and we should protect them as destroy.
Yes. Destroying. You don't want to encourage people to destroy the natural habitat, yes, of birds. But
also this as they are a part of our ecosystem, and we should save them, not to destroy their habitats. But and okay. Also
yes, but your little brother or you are going to move to the area. Your brother's family want to move to the area. You want to be near your brother.
I see it's not a problem to as there another solution to put the new houses near the area about 5 kilometers away, so I can live there and I will be
you
near,
can find
and we see
transport like cars or buses to visit your brother there.
Yes, what, teacher?
Yeah, you can find other means of transportation. Of course, we have modern means of transportation. Yes. We can travel by
In
car,
this
by bus.
solution,
Yes.
in this solution, I will live near my family, and I will save the animal habitat.
Thank you very much. Right. Who would like to be your rule B? Of course. Now you are in grade 12, and in a few years, after 5 or 7 years, you will graduate from university, and you want to have a new flat or a new apartment, Ibrahim Mamdouh, to live in, and you want to have a new family. So, would you play rule B, and why? Michael?
I believe we can build new homes in the wetlands. Animals the rare birds can be easily moved into a natural sanctuary
As
where
your
they will
friend
not
Mohammed thinks.
where they will not extinct. They will live happily and will have people who will take care of them. And if we build a new homes in the wetland, it will be near the city and enough. Bas.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, suppose that you are a town resident. Suppose that you are the father or the uncle, the grandfather. You would like to have your family near you. You can't travel a long distance to meet or to call or to visit your son or your grandparents or grandsons. Ismail.
I believe that the country should build new houses in the wetlands.
Yes.
Uh,
Why?
and because the cities are now very crowded, and we need these homes, and our families have lived in the town all their lives.
So
And our town,
would you decide to build the town 5 kilometers from the town or 20 kilometers from the town?
no, 5 kilometers from the town.
Yes, because it will be
It will be
near.
closer.
Yes, closer.
Yes.
Good. And we have other facilities, or we have better infrastructure. We can go to our jobs, we can go to universities, etc., near the town. Okay, thank you so much. Here, there are some expressions you can use to give reasons for a choice. دلوقتي هنستخدم عبارات حلوين عشان نذكر اسباب ان انت تبرهن ايه على صحة عبارتك او تديني دليل. العبارات دي بنستخدمها في الكتابة. There are two reasons why I think we should build the houses here. First, secondly, firstly, the main reason I would choose this area is because the purpose of this report, so you are going after having a general agreement or a consensus or a votion, you have to decide to write a report to the government to comment on the projected housing project. Would you suggest building the new town in 5 kilometers away from town or 20? So you have to write a report. New houses near the town will be equally we are concerned about the importance of saving rare birds or the environment. This group strongly supports. ممكن تقول لنا انت المتحدث الرسمي للجروب ده. This group or group A, group B, group C strongly supports the idea of building the new town in 5 kilometers or 20 kilometers, etc. يبقى العبارات دي نستخدمها لذكر السبب او for persuading others. لو انت بتناقش الموضوع مع زميلك هتستخدم ازاي تقنع زميلك دلوقتي. Can you see what I mean? Look at this way. If we build the houses there, if you build them there, it will mean. So you have to persuade. You have to use persuasion of expressions like, can you see what I mean? Look at this way. If we build the houses there, if you build them there, it will mean. Okay? So first, each character should say where he thinks the new homes should be built. يبقى ده تحدد أنت تبني المشروع فين. Give as many reasons as you can. When everyone has expressed their opinions, have a general discussion. كل واحد يذكر لي المكان اللي يفضل بناء المشروع فيه واذكر لي السبب ونسمع رأيك وبعد كده نعمل تصويت. Organize a vote. What is your group's conclusion? وصلنا ل 12 علمي 5 كم واحد و12 علمي 4 كم واحد يوافق مع كريم يوافق مع عبد الرحمن شوف who will agree. Compare your vote to the vote of other groups in the class. Okay? Now, I'll give you 2 minutes to think about two possible places to be built, to build new homes in. 5 kilometers away from the town or 20 kilometers from the town, and you have to give more reasons, many reasons as you can. And then we agree. If we are convinced, we'll agree on your vote or your suggestion. انت مش هتتعلم انجليزي بدون ما تتكلم، لازم تتكلم، اتعلم، مش مشكلة تغلط بس تتعلم من خطأك. اللغة محتاجة ممارسة. Let's listen to Amir Muhammad.
Personally, I think we should keep the wetland for the birds, and because we have done a lot when it comes to the destruction of environment, and we should stop this destruction. So I'm for building the new town in the 20 kilometers away land.
Thank you, Amir. Let's see. Please raise your hand if you agree with Amir. Let's count. How many students agree with Amir to build the new town or new homes in 20 kilometers away from the town? نشوف كم واحد يرفع ايده يا شباب عشان نسجل عدد. انتوا فاهمين ولا لا؟ نشوف كم واحد يرفع ايده مؤيد لأمير. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 زائد أمير يبقى 8. Okay. 8. Okay. What about كريم؟ كريم عودة. عبد الله صحي وعبد الله خالد نشمي صحي. كويس. عمر كمان صحي. Yes, كريم عودة. Where would you like to build the new homes?
معلش المايك كان مقفول بس.
Okay, I'm listening.
20 kilometers from the old town, like Amir.
Okay. See. So like Amir, you agree with Amir. Mark.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
أستاذ معلش إيه السؤال أستاذ معلش.
Which place would you like the new homes to be built in?
I would like it to be in Kuwait City.
In Kuwait City. It's better to be in Kuwait, Mark. Stay in Kuwait. Don't leave Kuwait.
Yes.
Okay. Here there is a quote that says, animals are such agreeable friends. They ask no questions. They pass no criticism. Just George Eliot, a famous writer or poet, he says this quote. What does he mean? What do you understand from this quote? كريم مصطفى.
The animal don't say no. They also obey what everything you say and do everything you want.
So they are very weak creatures. We should be kind to them. We should treat them in a good way. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Look at these houses. What do out-of-town houses require? Of course, as Karim said, if we reclaim the desert or we build a new town away from other towns, we require things. What do out-of-town houses require? Abdullah Khalid Nashmi?
صار موجود.
Yes. Answer the question.
هلا أستاذ.
Answer the question.
أي واحد أستاذ، A ولا B ولا؟
اللي قدامك حبيبي، اللي قدامك.
تغيرت الشاشة أستاذ.
أمير محمد عثمان.
We will need a lot of money because we have to build a new infrastructure. So we need new ways to deliver water and electricity to the new town, as well as a new transportation means.
Thank you, Amir. Excellent. So they require new shops. They require direct investment. They require new facilities, as Karim mentioned, as Amir mentioned, like sanitation, infrastructure, of course. What are the possible results of utilizing wetlands? What are the possible results of utilizing and investing the wetlands, using the wetlands, reclaiming the wetlands? Karim Mustafa.
It will profit the economy, and we will solve the problem of housing, but it will have a bad effect.
Yes.
But it will have a bad effect on the birds' habitats and the animal habitats.
Thank you so much. So it has a negative side and a positive side. It will increase demand for services. It will help to improve the local economy, and it has a detrimental effect on the habitat. Okay, now translate this sentence into English. You've got here a sentence in Arabic translated into English. تبذل الحكومة جهدا عظيما لإصلاح جزر من الصحراء وتحويله إلى حقول خضراء لتوفر الأمن الغذائي لكل مواطن. Who can translate into English? This is the last thing we are going to have today. Let's listen to Amir Muhammad Osman.
The government make a great effort to change apart from the desert
into
change apart from the desert into green fields, into green fields to provide
yes,
and food for each citizen. Yeah.
Very good, thank you. So let's check here the answer. The government exerts a great efforts, or the government makes a great efforts in reclaiming a part of the desert and transforming it or changing it into green fields to provide food security for every citizen. Thank you so much. Until we meet again tomorrow, goodbye.